What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast, the official podcast of the Geeks and Company. My name is JS. We are the Geeks and Company. Tonight, I guess we're going to be all about DC, but before we get to all of that nonsense, Mr. Geoff. Geoff! What's going on?
What's up? 2 weeks to Fan Expo. So it's cold in the basement. So I wore a blanket one time and I got clowned on pretty relentlessly for having the blanket on. It's like, are you sick? Yeah, no. Sheer Creations already joining us. What's up? 2 weeks to Fan Expo. Yes, absolutely. We were just talking about that on the pre-show. And I call it the pre-show as though it's a thing that anybody can see, but it's not. It's just for us. We don't record it. We don't broadcast it. It's for you OGs out there that remember how we used to do technical difficulties only on Instagram 15 minutes before the show. And even that was like, this is too much work. We're not doing this anymore. So it
never worked half the time.
We just spend 10 minutes talking amongst ourselves on what's going to go on. These two chaps you might be seeing at Fan Expo there at some point or another one of those days. You will not see me, unfortunately, but I will be thinking of all of you, I'm sure. Kersling, Andrew Saxon. The melons. The melons are here. Her favorite
melons.
The melons are here. Red Moon Glassworks. Oh, James. There's the guy. Solo too. Marcy there as well. Good to see everybody.
James.
It's the romper room moment of the show. Rob.
Just
Rob.
Rob.
Really?
Does that work?
That's not the fat guy, not the builder,
Rob.
Not the bad guy. Just
Rob.
It's not my buddy Rob. It's just Rob. Rob-a-ba.
It is just Rob. And
Robbie
I feel like he took to heart the comment that we made the last 2 weeks about there being nothing on that desk behind him. And now it's wild with
I messed it up good for you, bud. That's me unpacking from VonCon.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about VonCon also today. That was fun.
During the community news, maybe you can go on about VonCon there. Yep. Michael Icon and Paul Neal. Hello everyone. First time in weeks. Can watch it live. Thanks for coming back and joining the pod. We are going to be talking some DC today in light of some recent events. A movie that failed, a new show that's about to debut, and a whole mix-up as far as the ownership of the company that's behind their cinematic universe and what that might mean moving forward. We're going to talk about all of that today and what that's going to mean. Robbie, is any of that back there that you've messed up? Is any of that actually shit you're working on? Or were you just like, I'm going to just chuck some random stuff from VonCon in there? Is there anything that's actually in progress over there, or is that just to shut us the fuck up now that we're talking about it even more?
You know what? You just caught me in a state of disorganization. All right,
got me in a transitional phase.
I got home 4 minutes before we went live.
I do see a new Magneto helmet back there.
Yeah, in the back is the Magneto helmet.
Is that the new? Because
it's the new, and you know what?
It's the new.
I tried some new paint that I never used before. And it didn't work out, and so I got to redo it again. And
what do you mean it didn't work out?
I'm done with it.
Did not take the crack on you?
Yeah, well, a bunch of things. So it's meant to be used. You know how you can go to Canadian Tire and buy that stuff that's meant for metal, and it goes over shiny chrome, right? That's what I used the purple before. The last one I used a car paint, like the red car paint. Which went on beautifully. This time I picked a red version of that stuff that's supposed to go on shiny metallic, and it just didn't go on very well. Wrong material, like wrong paint for that material.
Right.
So it looks crappy, and it's not of the high caliber that I hold myself to, so I need to redo it.
Because for those of you that don't know, both at YetiCon and at Montreal Comic Con, when we had our little booth set up and such, this guy made a few sales of some stuff that he had created and came away up a few shekels as far as those weekends went. So he's kind of like cracked the code, if you will, for doing these cons. Like, I just print some of these things out and paint them up. I got to just put a few bucks in my pocket. So why not? So keep an eye, guys. If you're going to see us at a show and you're looking for some pieces or whatever, come by the table. It might not just be t-shirts and hats. There might be some cool pieces that these guys have made up that you can purchase from them at a low cost compared to the work that goes into them. So make sure you're
that's for sure.
keeping an eye on that. Yeah, it's what you put into it, but I mean, it's some money back in your pocket. There's Nada joining us again today.
What's up, Nada?
Actually, do you guys want to go
Andre's here
right now before we even get into today's topic? Do you want to go over that first since you guys just did the show, or do you want to hold it for community news?
You mean VonCon? We could talk about it quickly.
Yeah.
We can do that now.
I mean, anything else for community news, but I just figured if you guys just did the show, if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we might as well. For one, if you've not ever been to VonCon, you should check it out. It's one of those fantastic small little one-day cons that, well, actually, they tried to do 2 years last year. That didn't go as planned. They went back to 1 year this year, and it's just such a fun little con. It's packed with people all the time. There's a ton of cosplayers. They had a couple guests, like fairly big name guests this year. Overall for me, it was a fantastic con. But before I go too much into it, what about you, Rob? Or Robbie the EMF?
Yeah, it was fun. It's like you said, it's always a nice little short 1 day con. It's fun to go to. Got to see. They always try to bring out a lot of featured cosplayers to get as many cosplayers out as they can, because we all bring our friends and such. So there was lots of familiar faces there that we got to saw, which is nice. We get to see, which was nice.
Which you got to saw.
Which we got to saw.
You got to see the melons herself were out.
Yeah, Victoria was there.
So
Andre was there.
Brother was Andre was there. Yep.
So if you guys know Herbs, Herrera.
Herbs. Yep.
He worked with VonCon to bring a bunch of cosplayers in, including Victoria, JR Green.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Who else was in that group? There was a bunch of people.
I think it's like Cal of the Void or something.
He's Cal of the Void. I mean, Boomster Joe was there.
Yeah.
He had a table. I love this con. I love that Bruno, the guy that owns this con, seems to get it. Right? For him, it's not just about putting together a flea market. It's actually about offering an experience to the people that are coming to this con. He always has food trucks outside, which this year were quite fancy. Like he had an oven pizza truck. He had a steak sandwich truck.
Even the first year I went 2 years ago, he had there was a Korean barbecue truck. Like it's always high-end food trucks he's got.
It was awesome. I can't say enough about that con. We partnered up with the folks at Digging Bandits. And they gave out 4. Well, as of when we left, they had given out 4 of the 5 games they were going to give out. It was kind of fun. Like we would tell people to go check out the game, and they would show them the game. And if they were interested in winning a copy of the game, then you would have to come to the Geeks and Co booth and take a picture with Doc Ock, and then go back to the Digging Bandits booth to show them that you took a picture and that you were following the Geeks and Co Digging Bandits. And then they would enter you in the raffle. So that was kind of neat.
And then, towards the end of the day, every once in a while, people would come by and they're like, "Hey, I won the game!"
So that was kind of neat. So we got to meet them. They're a husband and wife crew. This is the first time they do anything like this, creating a game. So this is awesome. Like they're local. They're from Mississauga. Oakville, they're somewhere on the west side. So that was really neat. And I'm gonna spill the beans right now. What? When?
West Side.
Oh, West Side.
It's French. He's on the
guys. They actually gave us 5 games to give out to some of the Geeks and Co followers and faithfuls. So I don't know how we're going to go about giving out those games. We may give one out here on the podcast. We're for sure going to give one out at London Comic Con. So keep your ears and eyeballs open. We're going to be giving out some games.
Yes, sir.
Yep,
the other thing that was fun to do at VonCon from our perspective is got to bring out the Pillars, which is a set that we haven't had out for a couple of years, and so I polished it up and brought it out, and it's always a fun one.
Rob made some modifications to the pillars.
Yeah. So they don't fall apart as easily.
I was just going to say, how many times did somebody knock into them and fall apart?
Not once.
Oh, perfect.
Not once.
Yes.
Yeah.
Modifications work then. That's good.
Yeah.
That was good.
He added some Velcro straps at the back to hold them all together.
Nice.
Andre is saying, I will recluse myself from this giveaway. You're
not allowed anyway, dude. I don't even know. Yeah. Don't worry. You don't have to recuse yourself. You're automatically recused. You don't get to participate.
Yeah.
Fuck you, man.
Who Andre was also there.
He was. Lady Akari apparently was there.
Yep. Oh yeah, Lady Akari. She was also, I think, part of that group with Herbs.
Yep.
It was. Listen, it was a fantastic time. Like Andre saying, we were getting mobbed all day. Doc Ock, man. Again, I think it's the brand new day thing, but Doc Ock has been so popular at Montreal and at the show. I know we usually bring him to London and people take pictures with it, but it's like there's a resurgence of Doc Ock these days. So that's fantastic. Victoria's saying I was standing in front of those pillars all day. You were, and it was fun that there's so many fucking pictures we're taking in front of the pillars last weekend. It's incredible. I just wish there was a Geeks and Co freaking logo there. But you know,
it did look cool with the backdrop banner too, and everything. Like it really came together. Like it looked like a really cool piece.
Oh yeah,
there are two Geeks and Co logos prominently front and center on the bottom of the pillars.
There are. Well. You're right. The square logos. Yeah.
And Lady Akari saying she did knock into the pillars once, but they stayed together. So that's mission accomplished then, because
that's a win.
You walk by those pillars before real quick, and they would start to kind of fall down a little bit.
Oh, yeah. You'd sneeze on them, and they go,
I hit them so many times. So I'm glad they're a little sturdier now. So
the last time we had them out, I think was at London Comic-Con, and I accidentally backed into one. And it's like, you know, in cartoons when the car falls apart, all the panels fall off the car.
Yeah,
that's it. Poof! It all just fell. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, that's good. Because what usually happens to me was I'll knock into it and a piece will come off, and I'll go to put that piece back on, and two more pieces will fall off, and then I'll go try to catch those, and that'll knock three more pieces off, and I'm just like, fuck this shit. So yeah. But apparently our builder extraordinaire has figured out how to make it so that doesn't happen. So thank you once again, Rob the builder.
A little better.
Yeah. We learned by doing.
No, everybody looked good. They also had a cosplay contest. And it was hosted by it was judged by a couple people, but it didn't include Boomster Joe. Our buddy Joe was one of the judges. He actually made a bunch of hallway awards as well that people could give out. So that was really neat. What's her name again? That hosted that actually emceed the contest. Jane. What's her handle?
I do not recall.
Anyway, she always seems very shy. She always comes by and takes a quick picture, and then she's gone.
She does a Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, she does Carmen Sandiego a lot.
Recharge Jane?
Recharge Jane. Yeah. She emceed the contest.
Not even. Oh, cosplay nostalgia, apparently? Maybe she's got a couple of accounts.
Recharge Jane was the judge and MC. Okay, well, there you go.
Okay.
She did a fantastic job. I was very impressed. Again, she's so quiet and so reserved usually, and she'll say two words and then she's gone. I had no idea she had that kind of personality. She was fantastic on the mic. Jane, great job. That was awesome.
Excellent. Yeah. Oh, she's both. Oh, I got you. Okay.
Cosplay nostalgia. Oh, that's her Instagram handle, I think.
Maybe. That sounds like it. Yeah, that's her Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've never talked to her before, and I never even heard her talk before. And then all of a sudden, she's like emceeing this contest. It was just a shock, but she knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah.
James and Melons there have got our back on that. Thanks, guys, for pitching in and letting us know. Perfect. I'm glad everyone had a good time. I'm sorry I couldn't be there this year. It happens on the same weekend as the Scottish Highland Games and Festival that's in Fergus, Ontario. Editor Megan and I went and checked that out because we're both Scottish, and we had a great time. But it looks like you guys had just as great a time, if not better, at VonCon. So I'm glad it went well. Awesome. And that
Andrew,
people clearly like the booth.
Oh yeah, and Andrew didn't get dressed up this weekend. He stayed,
like a handler
in civvies. He took a bunch of pictures and a bunch of
he's
videos.
a
good.
photographer. Yeah,
Sure.
He was like, like everybody that wanted a picture with Doc Ock, like he'd be there taking pictures for people, and
Nice.
I didn't realize how many he took until he shared the link, in the group chat, and then he's got tons of pictures.
Took a bunch of them.
Content, man, content.
Yeah.
Dude. Awesome.
No, it was a good time. It's a great little con. I can't say enough. I love these little cons, like I said, that are not even just little cons. I love conventions that are more than just a flea market. I think we say that every time, and I feel like a lot of cons are starting to get it now. That it has to be about the experience.
Are they
a lot of cons are getting. I think so. Are
they though?
Some are. A lot. I think
badge scanners work.
I think the cons that already kind of had that built in have continued to push that forward, and kudos to those cons. Unfortunately, some of the other cons that maybe haven't embraced that are still not embracing that. But hey, man, different strokes, different experiences for people, and whatever they want to have as far as that goes. So,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right. There's not a whole lot of news, but are you ready to talk about it?
Let's do the news.
Do it.
It is the news brought to you my very last can of That's No Moon.
Is it really?
By the way, I never still had beer from the May event into August, so I got a lot more of it this year, so that's not really a win. But here we are.
I've got a bunch of it still.
Do you?
Great. I can't wait to come to your place next time and help you drink some of it.
My cans are going up in value.
Supply and demand, my brother. Supply and demand. This week, I'm going to read these in reverse order because the last piece of news I'm going to talk about today is going to lead directly into our conversation for this week's topic. But Charlie Cox was recently being interviewed, especially after he had appeared in Spider-Man No Way Home. And first he was asked, of course, if he was going to appear in Brand New Day. If you have since seen Brand New Day, or you watched our episode last week where we dropped a whole bunch of spoilers, spoiler alert, he's not. So there's no Daredevil in Brand New Day. And when asked specifically if he was going to be in Doomsday and Secret Wars, he said no. Now, they all lie. We know they all lie, but the fact that he wasn't in Brand New Day, and the fact that I think they're filming the third season, or they're in the midst of filming the third, whatever it is, could they chuck him in there for a scene or two in one of these flicks? Absolutely, they could. I just don't know if they have any intention to. He's another guy where the whole time I'm watching Brand New Day and I'm watching him running around with Punisher, I'm like, why isn't that Daredevil? But I mean, again, I assume we're going to see Punisher back and Spider-Man for Brand New Day, Brand New Day for Secret Wars. Don't know why they wouldn't throw Daredevil in there. He's officially in the MCU. He's got a show that's got 3 fucking seasons, which I think makes him the only MCU guy that's gotten 3 seasons out of a show. Kind of weird that they would have
6 seasons, but
what's that?
Technically 6 seasons, but
with the Netflix stuff, it just seems odd that they wouldn't have him in there. And again, like I said, after the whole Andrew Garfield fiasco for No Way Home, he could just be telling a big fat lie. But every time he has been asked if he's in or not in something, whatever answer he's given has been either I can't say or it's been truthful. So I'm kind of inclined to believe him. And it feels like a really big, I don't know if it's a snub or a miss or whatever. You're going to throw everybody else in Secret Wars. I don't know why you wouldn't have him in there, but.
Well, I don't think everybody's going to be in Secret Wars. That's the one thing. And
I think everybody's still alive after
depending on what
Doomsday is going to be in Secret Wars, and they're going to chuck a whole bunch of other people. I mean, that's the big battle world thing, right? Like that's the whole point, is to get as many of them together as they possibly can.
Yeah,
before
true.
they hit the big restart button, right? So
true, but he may not be the Daredevil that makes it to Battle World, right?
I don't know. If the show's still ongoing, then you would clearly want him in there to continue to promote the show, since he's going to continue to be Daredevil. So I mean,
I was under the impression this was going to be the last season of the show.
I've not heard one way or another. I don't know. So
I guess it depends, without knowing what the fate of season 3 is and what happens to him.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say. Do we need Daredevil in Secret Wars? Really? Like with the amount of characters we're gonna have in Secret Wars, do we actually need Daredevil?
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna get the Ben Affleck Daredevil in Secret Wars. Perfect. I love everything about it.
We may.
No, dude, you can't do. You know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I hope that happens.
I'm just saying,
for all you ignorant assholes. I hope they told Charlie Cox to stay home, and they're gonna get Ben Affleck in to do Daredevil. sure everybody's heads explode. You know what? I'm going to skip over that one too. Speaking of Brand New Day, a rumor had gone out that Rosario Dawson, and speaking of the Netflix series, Rosario Dawson had filmed scenes for Brand New Day as her character, Claire, whatever, the night nurse for Brand New Day. It was rumored that had happened and that those scenes had been cut. She has since now come out and said, absolutely, I filmed scenes. I knew before the film was coming out that they were cut. I received an email right before the final cut was done to say that the scenes that I had filmed were cut out. So again, and her tie into all of this is via Daredevil. So I don't know why it's the do they specifically want to have Daredevil just be its completely own different thing, and that's why they're kind of creating some, like, you've got Rosario Dawson. She's a bankable star. Her character's great. You put her in the movie, you film the scenes, and I know it's already like an overlong movie as it is, but she plays a nurse and he ends up in the, spoiler alert, hospital. You can't have like a scene with her there in the hospital, even if it's and they're like, that's, which is probably where they filmed it and they cut it. Weird. I don't know what this is. Maybe they just don't like Daredevil. Do these people cost too much money? Is it a weird, I don't know. Again,
well, whether she costs too much money or not, they had to pay for her.
They built, she's pay or play. They filmed the scenes and cut it. Yeah, it's not like they went to bring her in and then didn't. They got it, filmed it, and then took it out. So
I truly believe that at one point it became a time thing, and they had to make it shorter, and they had to make some decisions on what was going to stay in the movie and what was going to get cut.
Yeah,
and though that scene should have stayed in there, it would have explained 100%. A lot without having to explain anything.
Yep.
Right? Yep. It's one of those things where just by having her there, it would have explained everything about why he's there with his mask off.
And just to tie them together too, there's been so much stuff in the comics with they're both like street level heroes that operate out of New York, right? Like they're like Daredevil and Spider-Man
often
a million times in the comics. So it's so weird to me that we're this deep in and they've kept these two heroes as far apart as they have. And it sounds like they're not going to do anything to get them closer together either. Those two swinging into action and beating people up, I don't know, man. That's money to me. But
well, especially since he was in Brand New Day, in No Way Home, right?
Yes, he's got that one scene in No Way Home, which by the way, universally everybody loved. That cameo went over super well.
Oh yeah.
And since then they're like, nah, we're not going to do anything else with that anymore. I don't know, man. Very weird choices as far as this goes.
Yeah, 100%.
Looks like it was just cut for time.
Yeah. With a movie that's as long as it is, I kind of get it, but it couldn't have been a lengthy scene in the first place. So
it could only have been 5 seconds.
Yes, but even if it's a minute, so it's 2 hours and 21 minutes instead of 2 hours and 20, and you get to have Rosario Dawson in your movie? I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Moving away from the comic book stuff for a little bit here real quick, for Harry Potter folks out there. So they've already confirmed that the first season of the new HBO show happens at Christmas, but they're already casting and gearing up for season 2, which is going to follow the Chamber of Secrets novel as far as that goes. And they've cast their Gilderoy Lockhart, Professor Gilderoy Lockhart, who was played by Kenneth Branagh in the films, is now going to be played by Nicholas Hoult, who of course just had a turn as Lex Luthor for the second season of the television show. There had been some, I don't know if what you would call, I guess it would be called fan casting. So for those of you that don't know, they had 2 different versions of the audiobooks that came out. They had the American versions that were read by a guy named Jim Dale, which were based on the American editions of Harry Potter. And then they had the British versions that were based on the British versions of the book that was read by Stephen Fry. They have since started recording and putting out full cast audio dramas of the books now. And Kit Harington, best known as Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, is the one that's voicing Gilderoy Lockhart in these full cast audio dramas. And the whole fan base was clamoring to have Kit come in and do this role live in the show. But instead they've gone and hired Nicholas Hoult. So the hope now is, now they're all still trying to cast Kit Harington. Now they want him to play Sirius Black, who is famously played by Gary Oldman in the movies. We'll see what happens, but Kit does seem like a natural fit for this role, especially since he is already involved in some way, shape, or form. But for now, Gilderoy Lockhart, who only appears in the second novel, he has a very brief scene in the 6th novel, but it's brief and it was cut out of the films. He's going to play Gilderoy Lockhart for season 2 of the Harry Potter show on HBO. So, cool
interesting
news. Yep, I'm a fan of Nick Holt, so I liked him in pretty much everything I've seen. Like even if the movie wasn't great, he was still good in it. So I'm hoping that means it's going to be good as far as that goes. In light of Lanterns dropping this Sunday, HBO has released the first 5 minutes of the first episode of Lanterns, which apparently features a flashback. So the show takes place over 2 time periods, 2016 and 2026. The first scene is even before that.
It is.
I think they show I haven't watched it yet
in
because
the 80s.
I'm kind of so they show like a de-aged Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan in the Green Lantern suit doing like an interview, and then it comes forward to the 2016 time frame or whatever. So you can watch the first 5 minutes of the show ahead of its debut 3 days from now on the 16th on Sunday. If you want to check out Lanterns, I still haven't seen any official reviews come out for this show yet. I know reviewers were given the first 4 episodes ahead of time, and I know some social media people have made some comments, but it's got no rating yet on Rotten Tomatoes. So 3 days out from its official release, I'm very curious where this is going to land critics wise and what that's going to mean for the show moving forward. We're obviously going to get the full first season because it's already shot in the can and ready to be broadcast and such. But if you guys have watched those first 5 minutes, I'm curious what your take on it is. And
I mean, it doesn't show you much. It really is just, the first 5 minutes feel like after those first 5 minutes, it feels like that's when the intro to the show comes along, right? It was literally the intro to the first episode. So we got to see
I gotcha.
John Stewart as a child,
right,
watching Hal Jordan on the TV.
Right.
And then there's a scene that I won't talk about because it's a little bit of a spoiler, I think, between John Stewart and his dad. And then the next scene, John Stewart is older and he's at the gym and he's working out. And then he gets done at the gym and he pulls out and Hal Jordan picks him up from the trailer when he picks him up and he gets into the car.
Right.
And that's it. That's the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we really don't see much of anything at all. But you're right. That first bit is it's like when he's a kid.
I think it's supposed to be like the 80s or something like that.
The 80s. Yeah. And then it jumps to 2016.
Right. Okay.
Where now I guess he's training John Stewart to become the
next Green Lantern.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So the rumor, can we talk about the rumor? I think we have already.
Sure. I think I avoided it in case it's true. I don't want to spoil the whole season for anybody, but I don't know if we mentioned it or not. Go ahead. I don't even know if we're talking about the same thing.
Well, the Hal rumor?
Yeah, the Hal rumor. Okay. I don't think we've mentioned it out loud on the pod because I was worried that if it's true, then we're going to spoil it. But
yeah, I mean,
if you say it, I'm going to be sitting there waiting for it.
So we're not going to say it because I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. We won't talk about the rumor.
I think we've already fucked up. But anyways, it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's totally fine. I encourage
go ahead. Andre is saying we did mention it.
Did we really? Okay. Well,
okay, so then let's talk about it quick.
Cool. No, we're not going to mention it again. Rob, do you even remember what
I have zero
about?
recollection.
Cool.
I might not even
I
have no idea.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
All I'm going to do, I'm a big, huge Green Lantern guy. Yeah. The only live action Green Lantern we've got before Superman and Guy Gardner was the Ryan Reynolds thing. I understand that left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. Please give this a shot, please. And if it's horrible, blame me. But my hopes are high, and I'm really hoping this is going to be good. It's an HBO show.
This is going to be very different. Even visually, when you look at how it's filmed, very different than anything we've gotten so far in terms of superhero movies.
Right.
I think it's going to be a much grittier action thriller. This is going to be more in lines with a Grisham story or Tom Clancy story than a comic book story.
And they had mentioned specifically that they were going for a True Detective style vibe or whatever. Yeah. So I get that. And the fact that it's taking, but if you watch that last trailer that actually got everybody excited, it's not just an Earth bit. They go to space and they encounter aliens. It's not strictly happening all on Earth. I have a feeling all the 2016 stuff is all happening on Earth, and then all the 2026 stuff is going to be more of the space cop stuff. So I think you're going to get a pretty good melding of the two genres that are going to be coming forward there, and hopefully they're going to find a way to make that work. So
my prediction is 2016 is John Stewart being trained, and then present time is John Stewart in space kicking ass.
Right.
Right. And those two stories are going to run concurrently, I think.
Right.
Is what's going to happen throughout the whole, at least first season, I think.
Right. I hope
what
right.
do you got there? Do you want me to bring that up? What is this? Oh, yeah, there it is. Right. So it's actually this
is a trailer. Not the first 5 minutes. I was gonna play the five. I was gonna play.
Yeah.
I was just playing the trailer while you were talking.
But the first, okay, fair enough. But that first scene you saw in the trailer is from the first 5 minutes. It's literally the first scene of the movie, or of the show. Yeah. This bit here, right? So that's him as a kid seeing Hal on the screen, and that's the interview there. Yeah. So
the de-aging at least looks pretty good.
The de-aging looks fantastic.
Yeah, because that can look real janky sometimes, but that actually doesn't look bad.
No, it looks fantastic.
Good.
Because from seeing him de-aged to the next scene where he looks like this, pulls up in the car and looks like this, it's like, holy shit, that's not even the same guy.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's the de-aging is very, very good. It's subtle, but it's very good.
Yeah.
This
Aaron Pierre guy's turning heads in everything he's in. So I'm really looking forward to seeing his interpretation of Jon Stewart for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And he's definitely got the look. There's no question there. So,
have you seen the action movie he was in with?
Rebel Ridge is what everybody was talking about.
Rebel Ridge.
Everybody was watching. It was like, that's Jon Stewart. Like everybody.
Yeah, he was awesome in that. Yeah. Like, it wasn't a great movie.
Right. But he was good.
But he was amazing.
Yeah. Okay.
He really pulled that.
If you haven't checked it out,
I will.
It's worth your time.
What's it on? Does anybody know what service it's on?
I think it's Netflix.
Is it Netflix?
Oh, okay. It's one of the two. It's either Netflix or Prime.
I'll figure it out for sure. Finally, guys, which is going to lead into our conversation this week, reportedly so a little bit of backstory. When James Gunn first announced the DCU was happening, he said chapter 1 was going to be called Gods and Monsters, and he released 10 title cards that were going to be the first 10 projects for this. By the way, and I'd like to point out, neither Clayface nor Man of Tomorrow were amongst those 10 title cards.
Correct.
Since so all we've gotten from those first 10 title cards is Creature Commandos, Superman, and we're about to get Lanterns. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Supergirl.
That was not part of the original.
It was.
You sure about that?
Yes. Look it up and make sure, Rob the fact guy, but yes.
I'm working on it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
Part of the first 10. No. I just saw I've seen 3 articles on it now.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
The problem now is it looks so 2 of the other ones that were mentioned were Waller, which was going to be a television show that was going to be based on Amanda Waller, the Viola Davis interpretation of Amanda Waller that we saw both in the original Suicide Squad movie and the Suicide Squad movie that what's his name Gunn did, which also I think had some cross motionations with Peacemaker. I don't think she appears in Peacemaker, but
no.
Oh no, she does appear in Peacemaker, right?
I don't think so. Her daughter is in
Waller?
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh, in season 2.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Rick Flag make fun of her shirt? And that's how he gets sent off on the mission?
The description of it is a live action series following Amanda Waller alongside members of Team Peacemaker.
Yes. So that,
there you go.
That was announced, and Paradise Lost, which was supposed to be a Wonder Woman prequel series, essentially, that focused on Themyscira, where she comes up and grows up. Apparently, those have now been relegated. They're dead. They are no longer in active development. What's weird is this past April, James Gunn, who's very active on, I think it's Threads is the one he uses mostly, but he's very active on social media. Someone had asked about the development of Batman Brave and the Bold, which is still in development hell, by the way, and Paradise Lost. And he had said at the time, his exact words in April were Batman Brave and the Bold was in active development and Paradise Lost was in extreme active development. And now here we are from April to August, and apparently the report is, and it's being reported by multiple outlets. It's not just like some weirdo that's doing rumors or whatever. Like Variety has picked it up, that it's been put on the back burner to the point where it's a dead project now. No one's actively working on it. That's going to join The Authority, which was announced in the first 10, which is also not being actively developed. And one other one too that I'm slipping off my mind. Nearly half of his initial slated 10 films that he and shows that were going to be in active development are now dead. And other ones have come in to sort of replace them, like Clayface and like Man of Tomorrow, but I don't know, man. Like, he went in with a solid plan, but now it seems like everything's falling apart. And I don't know if all of that's strictly because of what happened with Supergirl. But
no, I don't think so.
It's
part of that, I think.
So, guys, that's going to be the news, but that's going to lead into our discussion this week. What's the fucking problem? Why isn't this working? And why are we getting these projects? Like, even the first 10 seemed like a really weird mix of what was the very first project that came out for James Gunn's new DCU?
Creature Commandos.
An animated show with a bunch of weird characters that no one had ever seen before.
Yeah.
Other than Rick Flag Sr., who had at least been referenced and then appeared in Superman.
Yeah.
That was it. And then we got Superman, which was a success, and according to them, made money. So that was great. And we're getting Lanterns, which hopefully is going to be good. But then we got Supergirl in the middle of all that, which was did not do well. And by did not do well, I mean it's going to go down as one of the biggest bombs of comic book movies of all time. Major tentpole comic book movies of all time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't,
what the fuck?
Yeah. So there's so many levels, I think, of what's going on right now. And I think you cannot deny that when you've got mergers and acquisitions and these big giant conglomerates, right, that are trying to buy each other out and this and that, well, now you got to be careful where you're spending your money, because now it affects valuations, right? And it affects stock prices, and it affects a lot of things that are being negotiated with, right? So you can't fuck up my prices because I'm trying to negotiate a better price. So you can't drop it on me because now you're creating and spending a bunch of money to create products that are shit, right? So I think there's a lot of that going on. When it comes to Supergirl, it underperforming for sure has to have. I say underperforming. The movie made $125.9 million on a $170 million budget, and that's not counting the marketing costs, right?
Really?
So it didn't even make its budget back. So this movie potentially lost close to $100 million. Think about that. $100 million this movie has potentially lost in spent money that they've already spent, right? So
okay,
for sure,
and I'm not defending Supergirl, but let's not pretend that that's a huge thing that never happens.
No,
every year.
But when you're in the middle of trying to,
that's not even that big a number at the end of the day.
Trying to sell a company, you got to now start minimizing those losses. Right, you can't have those kinds of losses when you're trying to sell that company. So I think it's a compound effect, and Clayface is shot, right? So that's going to come out, I think, regardless. I think we're going to get more and more now.
And he's in the final stages of Man of Tomorrow now too. You're getting Man of Tomorrow.
That's filmed as well. It is filmed.
He's in principal. I think he's in like his 4th month of principal photography.
Right.
So they got millions of feet of reel than they can. You're getting
that's probably coming out. But you're probably going to hear more and more of these other projects that are in development. All of a sudden, they're just canceled. I think that Lanterns is going to be a big thing. If Lanterns doesn't do well, I don't think we're getting another DC. I was going to say MCU. I don't think we're getting another DCU project after Man of Tomorrow. I think that's it for James Gunn, and I think that might be it for the DCU. And it might be. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Warner Brothers? Let's be honest. We don't really know what's going to happen with Warner Brothers, and I think that's another factor that plays into all of this. Victoria's saying, I don't know why Supergirl came out this early. I wish we established the world more after Superman. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the movie, so I can't comment. I've heard a lot of people say that this movie was actually pretty good. It's just people didn't go out to watch the movie. Now, on the flip side, I'm seeing a bunch of other people that went to see the movie, and they were like this one cosplayer who actually went to see the movie in cosplay, and she came out and she was like, I got dressed up for this shit. Like, this is the most embarrassing thing in my life. Right? So I don't know what to say. I'll have to actually check it out once it must be coming out on streaming soon if it's not already out. So I'll have to check it out on streaming to see what it's like. But I think there's a lot of layers of issues going on there. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these shows being canceled.
And I think that's part of the problem is what you're talking about is I see this graphic all the time, and like DC fans online and a packed full theater, and then like DC fans in the theater and it's fucking empty.
There's nobody, right?
But that's what we are, though, right? Like if we, the fans, aren't going to go out and support it, then the normies aren't going to go support it either. Of everybody in this channel, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that went to Supergirl. I know you're not a big DC guy, Rob, so I'm not shitting on you.
And what did you think?
I'm not even giving you grief. I think it was a solid 6.5 out of 10. Like I got as much out of that as I did any other movie in that particular genre that hits that particular stride. It's not high art.
And then look at what Marcy's saying.
I watched it for free. Wish I didn't.
Right? It's funny because I hear a lot of those two, like a lot of people liked it. It's a fine movie. And a lot of people like this, that was a 2 hour, like that was a big, like 2 hours I'll never get back.
But you're going to get films that are divisive like that all the time, right? Like they're like the Marvels is a great example. It's another one of those, like everybody, it's like so many people shit on it. And then other people are like, well, it was actually pretty good. Like I found that entertaining or whatever, but it was another bomb and it cost that studio, I think actually.
But you just said it.
For that.
The normies didn't go and see the movie because they didn't give a shit about this character.
Right. And I've seen a lot of arguments online about like, how do you start up a DC universe and not start it off with Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman? Like, how do you not start off with the big three? And let's be fair, Marvel didn't do that either. Marvel didn't have access to their big heroes. They didn't have Spider-Man. They didn't have the X-Men. So they had to trot out guys like Thor and Captain America and Iron Man, who nobody knew at the time. None of the normies knew anyway. And they made those guys icons, legends, and household names. And that's what DC was, I'm assuming, trying to do. Supergirl, I think Victoria said it best. It just came out at the wrong time. Like, why you're going to do a Supergirl movie right after you do a Superman movie? They're different characters, but it's still derivative. They have the same power base. They have the same basic origin story.
Yeah.
They both come from a planet that dies. They both get flown to Earth. They both gain powers when they're there. How they handle those powers is based on their upbringing at each individual place. And had they recut Supergirl to show all the scenes on Krypton that led to her being a delinquent and a drunk and a broken person, had they shown those scenes first and led into seeing her in that way, I think it works as a much better film as opposed to introducing this girl that's broken and depressed and an alcoholic and everything else. You're like, what the fuck am I watching? And then halfway through the film, you see what she went through as a child and as a teen growing up on Krypton, watching the planet die, watching her parents die before she finally gets shipped off. And then you're like, oh, well, that's why she's broken. She's got all this trauma. But you learn it way fucking too late in the narrative to make you now care about the character and whatever redemption arc that she's going to go on. You already don't like her when it starts. They wanted to hit movie. They should have done a Condiment King storyline. Settle down, Captain.
I agree.
Settle down.
I agree. I agree, Andrew, 100%. Sahil, the stream randomly popped up on my feed, right up my alley.
Us, buddy. Appreciate it.
Hey, the algorithm's working.
Yeah,
the algorithm's actually working.
YouTube algorithm for sure.
Make sure you click that like and subscribe. And we are live every week on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern
Way to get that plug in. I think at the end of the day, though, and I think a lot of people have talked about this, it's not even the fact that they chose a derivative hero that's basically Superman, just as Supergirl or whatever. Because think about what were the first 4 Marvel films? Incredible Hulk underperformed and wasn't terribly great. Probably another 6 out of 10. Iron Man blows everybody out of the water.
Yeah.
Thor, maybe you can make an argument for like 6.5 to 7, but there's all kinds of people that would put that as like a 5. Yeah. And then Captain America, the First Avenger.
It was
not a good film whatsoever, right? So I am going to just say this. I think you're right, JS, with all the corporate nonsense and the merger happening with Paramount and all the court battles that are going on and everything that's surrounding the company, Warner Brothers, that owns this IP. But everybody from the top to the bottom at Warner Brothers is saying it's a bump in the road. It's no big deal. Marvel puts out stuff all the time that doesn't hit. Sony puts out all kinds of the Kings of Spider-Man put out Morbius, Madam Web, and Kraven the Hunter. they're treating it from a corporate level, and you're probably right, JS, as far as, of course, they're not going to be like, hit the fucking panic button. We got stockholders we got to answer to for this merger. But at the same time, they are trying to treat it as, yeah, we had a miss. One of the first films we had a miss. Marvel had 2 of them. Who fucking cares? Yeah, Iron Man 2. Thank you. Also not good.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So,
well, better than Iron Man 3, let's be honest.
Well, opinions.
Iron Man 3 was shit.
Yeah,
but especially considering they did the extremist storyline and they fucked it up so bad. But anyway,
it made over $1 billion at the box office, unfortunately. So the studio,
but it was still fucking
doesn't give a fuck about what your opinion is on it. It made boku dollars. It didn't make $125.9 million at the worldwide box office. So that's the problem. So, and maybe they're right. Maybe this whole merger thing settles down, and maybe things are cool corporately, and maybe this is just a bump in the road. Maybe Lanterns is good. Maybe Man of Tomorrow is amazing, and maybe they finally start to get on a roll like Marvel did when they did Avengers and then started to get some other films in their belt. But even then, they still had mishaps. Thor 2, The Dark World. Do we have to talk about the snooze fest that film was? And then you had Marvels and Quantumania almost in a row. Like,
very least,
not even
Marvel...
phase 4 and 5. Like,
yeah, but
they all go through this, right?
Jeff, you gotta, yes,
right?
Marvel's made $1 bajillion with all these movies.
Correct.
Right? So when they have a flop here and there, that's not a big deal. DC's putting out a flop, like 3 out of 4 movies are flops.
But Marvel flopped early too. That's my point. They made some shit movies early, and they weathered the storm, getting to Avengers, and then Avengers came. Captain America, the first Avenger, was the movie that came out right before Avengers, sir.
Yeah,
and it was not good. It was so not good. Hugo Weaving was like, "I know I signed a multi-picture deal as the Red Skull. Fuck you. I'm never coming back." That's how not good that movie was.
Yeah.
So let's not pretend like you're right. Later on, when they've already got 20 films under the belt to release a stinker, not a big deal. They released some stinkers right away. And they still weathered the storm until they got to Avengers. And then everybody's like, this is what we were waiting for. Is DC
but they were building towards something.
I agree. Is DC going to have their Avengers? I don't know. How the fuck does it take you this long to make a Batman movie? You're struggling with Wonder Woman. I get it's a difficult concept to do. Do you make a contemporary? Do you make it a period piece? You've just had a couple of Wonder Woman films, the second of which was absolute fucking dog shit, but the first of which was brilliant. Like, I get you've got all these moving parts. How in the fuck do you get this far into your movie universe? You're 4 projects in? You haven't even cast Batman yet? My guy. After Spider-Man, he's the most popular comic book hero on the fucking planet. Get it done.
It's a money printing machine.
Good Lord, how is it not the second film out of the gate? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
Well, I think I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a quick second.
Oh, please.
And you know, I think the problem with Batman is the Batman. Right? Is that you've got the Batman and the whole, well, are we going to do a second part, right? Are we going to do the Batman part 2? Are we going to do Batman? So knowing that that's not part of the DCU, I'm assuming that the big heads of Warner Brothers are saying, well, hold on. We don't want to cast another Batman right away and start making another Batman movie right away because we've already got a Batman property that we're waiting on Matt Reeves to get off his ass and make a second movie for, right? So I think there's that in play as well when it comes to Batman himself.
When that second movie takes 7 fucking years.
No, I agree. Don't get me wrong. I think now
go ahead and make your own Batman movie, man.
Yeah, at this point, you should have just said, "Fuck it, let's just make one." Right? I agree. And especially the Brave and the Bold. I love the idea of that concept, right? Because now you can introduce a bunch of other superheroes. That's your launching pad, for crying out loud, for the whole DCU. And you still have not done it. Right? Like, this is the launch pad to introduce all your characters.
He's got to go.
Yeah, it's
James Gunn.
No, I know, but who? So who is it? Right? He does 3 movies at Marvel, and 2 of them are widely considered among the best of the Marvel films, Guardians 1 and 3. Guardians 2, not so much. But Guardians 1 and 3 are both brilliant. Right? Guardians 1 is like a revelation. Right? And again, right back to the problem that we were talking about before. You don't have to have all your A-list stars. I'm not necessarily a Marvel guy, but I barely knew who the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy were. I think I have Guardians of the Galaxy #1, one of the Guardians of the Galaxy #1, and there's nobody on the cover of that comic that was in that movie. That's how many different Guardians of the Galaxy there have been over the years.
Yeah. The only exposure I had to Guardians before this was from the animated shows. From Avengers Assemble and Avengers, what was the one before Assemble? Whatever. The 2 Avengers animated shows. Both of those shows had a couple of episodes with the Guardians, right? That was my only exposure and knowledge of the Guardians of the Galaxy when they introduced them as a movie, right?
Yeah. Andrew saying the problem is Gunn was supposedly brought in to increase the value of the company so Zaslav could sell for top dollar. That's why the early fails are worse for DC than it was for Marvel. And how much involvement did Gunn have as far as the Supergirl film went? He didn't write it, he didn't edit it, and he didn't direct it. He oversaw it while he's working on and writing his sequel to his Superman movie, which did make enough money because it had his name attached to it.
Yeah, but
so what do you do?
Kevin Feige's not writing and directing and
but I feel like but I think that's the point. James Gunn is writing and directing films. So when a film is going in between when he's working on another project, how much of his time and attention can he really spend on Supergirl when he's trying to get Man of Tomorrow written and done and shot? Feige isn't writing and directing anything, but he's overseeing everything. And again, Feige's not faultless. There's been all kinds of bombs. We've talked about the dog shit that was MCU Phase 4 and 5.
Especially last time. Last a little while, yeah.
None of that goes away because Brand New Day was a huge hit. Phase 4 and 5 was still fucking dog shit, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of that hangs on Feige. And now people are like, well, superhero fatigue isn't really a thing. Go look at Brand New Day. Brand New Day stars arguably the most popular superhero on the planet. Everybody needs to settle down. I think superhero fatigue is still a thing. If whatever that concept is, or whatever that hero isn't enough to, if the hero's not enough just to bring you out, then whatever story you come up with and whatever execution you put together had better be top fucking notch to get people's asses into the seats. And for Supergirl, it wasn't. It just wasn't. And
I think
it's a beautiful film, and it's executed poorly. That's the shit part. It's edited and it's put together poorly, but it's gorgeous. There's lots of vistas. She visits a whole bunch of different planets. There's some really cool looking aliens, and there's some great action sequences. It's just put together not great. So now what's your motivation for going?
I think that one of the reasons we're talking about this in superhero fatigue is the normies. You're starting to lose the normies. Right. Without the normies, you're not making $1 billion, right? I mean, if you're making a movie about a character that the normies don't give a shit about, then it's only us going to see it, right? It reminds me of the modern, so Victoria's saying, it reminds me of the modern Star Wars. They're too afraid to actually make hard decisions and stick to them, so they're making prequels instead. I mean, yes, and I don't disagree with that. And I feel like there's a lot of movie making by committee now instead of actually having artists make movies. Now it's bean counters making movies. I 100% agree.
I think so.
Bad movie fatigue more than superhero movie fatigue.
100%.
Saying the heel, that too, right?
100%.
You got to remember that in a post-COVID world, people aren't going to the theaters like they used to. You can't argue that.
No, but you can. That's the problem, because then you get the Odyssey. Makes over $1 billion.
Yeah.
There are still movies that make a ton of money, but it doesn't change the fact that if you go and look at the movie theater numbers, they're not making the money they made pre-COVID.
Right, granted. But it's not that you can't put out a big spectacle movie and make $1 billion doing it. You can.
100%. But it has to be
good. Well, it has to have a hook.
Right. Like if
Superman
you're just throwing dog shit at the screen, nobody's seeing it.
I don't even know if it's dog shit. I don't even know if a Supergirl was just good or even a little bit better than good would have been enough, because there wasn't an unknown star in the lead. Nobody else is really in the film that's recognizable. There's no stars in the movie.
Sorry, not a one. What are you talking about here?
Yeah, which movie are you talking about?
Supergirl.
I mean, Lobo. I mean, you got
who's got about maybe 5 minutes of screen time.
Oh, does he really?
Yes. He's in, I think, 2 or 3 scenes.
I heard her last, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, he's not in the film a lot. And I mean, Momoa is great, but Momoa is still not like a lead. Every time they try to make him the leading man, the film bombs. He's a great supporting character. I have no question there. But there's not a lot of Lobo. The main actress is a bit of an unknown. The sidekick is an unknown. The CGI dog is in it again, and is now like someone just said, Andre, I think that the damsel in distress, right? Just like it was in Superman. So there's no hook, right? The Odyssey has an ancient story with Matt Damon, a whole host of goddamn stars, Zendaya, Tom Holland, Robert Pattinson, directed by Christopher Nolan. If that's not a hit, something's fucking weird going on. The theaters would have had to burn down. And then you've got the same two schlubs with fucking Zendaya and Tom Holland. And then you throw in John Bernthal, and it's a Spider-Man movie. Of course it's going to make a buttload of money. It was going to make a buttload of money anyways.
Those three have generated over $2 billion in the last month.
So they have a hook to get you to come into the theater. What hook did Supergirl have? A CGI dog and an actress that you saw in one television show that she was only on for half of one season?
Yeah, they really didn't.
Now, if the movie is a technical marvel and a brilliant story and well acted and a masterpiece, maybe it's able to at least do what Superman did, make its money back, put a few shekels in his pocket, and keep the universe going. But it doesn't do any of those things. It bombs fucking hard. Like the mob is tying fucking copies of the movie under people's car that owe them money. Like that's how bad the bomb this fucking movie is, right? So it's gonna go down in history. It's gonna go down in history. I hated that little girl was in the movie so damn much in Supergirl. I didn't actually think she was that bad for like a child actress. As far she wasn't like Jake Lloyd in The Phantom Menace bad. Like she wasn't anywhere near that bad. So I actually didn't think she was bad at all. But anyways. Yeah, it was a bunch of weird choices. I think they thought Momoa's Lobo was going to be the hook, and it just wasn't. And it wasn't enough of a hook, and he doesn't have enough to do. And
well, especially if you're saying he was in the movie for 5 minutes, like if that word gets around, I mean, nobody's.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm going to be honest with you. Like his Lobo is just okay. Like my expectations, because he looks so much the part. My expectations were here, and then he showed up, and I was like, oh, he's just Jason Momoa dressed up as Lobo. He's not a character. He's just Jason Momoa dressed up as Lobo. So it was kind of like, so even that was kind of like disappointing a little bit. Like this is kind of one of the big hooks for me to come in to see this film. And then I'm here and I'm like, that's it. It just looked like Jason Momoa cosplaying Lobo is what it actually kind of came across as. So yeah, I don't know, man. It sucks. Listen, we both know it's going to go one way. I don't think the whole universe hangs on lanterns. I really don't. I think the whole universe hung on Superman, like we talked about, and Superman was a hit. Rob, go ahead.
So let's talk a bit about Clayface that's coming out. Maybe I'm stating the obvious here, but that might be a little bit of an ace in the hole or man on the board here for a few reasons. One, it only cost $40 million to make.
Big time.
It's a horror movie, which is huge.
They're telling us it's a horror movie, but
yeah.
Everything
we've let me go with
trailer wise so far, it sure as fuck looks that way.
It sure as fuck looks that way. And it's coming out right a week before Halloween.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about movies my kids are gonna go see,
that's the movie.
And do you know what the hilarious
I bet you that movie triples its budget.
Which is funny because if it does, it'll make the same money that Supergirl made.
But it made money.
That's what I mean. And this is the funny part when it comes for us, and I know I've talked about it on the podcast before, but we judge movies the same way the studio does. We don't judge it any other way. We're calling Supergirl a bomb, but if Clayface makes the same money, we're going to call it a hit because the studio made money on it. It's going to sell the exact same number of tickets as Supergirl does. The exact same number.
Well, that's how capitalism works. You need
That's
to make
how capitalism works. It's just funny that we've never, the entirety of the human race, that movies have been coming up for 100 years, we've never gone it by ticket sales. It's never.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're like judging if it's a good movie or not based on
whether the studio makes money on it or not, which shouldn't really affect us one way or another as to whether we're going to buy a ticket to see the film and whether we then come out of that film deciding if that film was a hit or not.
The content, the way we're talking about it, even this discussion is in a commercial
100%
product.
Yes.
So
for this discussion, I agree. I mean, just overall for the last 100 years, it's really weird, especially when you consider like you could have got a Tuesday movie ticket to see E.T. in 1984 for a fucking $1. And now you can't go to the movies for less than $20, but somehow we're still comparing the gross dollars of those two of a movie that came out, you know what I mean?
And even we set a record. Well, it's called inflation. Like, of course you set a fucking
Have you been to the movies lately?
Yeah.
You and 4 kids is $100 night out. On a Tuesday 15 years ago, you could have done that for 30.
Toonie Tuesdays, or
that's
you know what I mean? Like Toonie Tuesdays, not even 15 years ago.
Shinobi actually brings it up as Andre. Everything's relative. It is. I agree with you. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that, when a studio puts in a $40 million budget and they make $150 million, clearly they did something right. Yeah. They're doing something right.
From a financial perspective, 100%. They didn't sell a single ticket more than Supergirl, but they did something right with their budget of that film. I agree with you 100%.
Right, 100%.
Yep.
I'll predict this. It's not just going to triple its budget. Clayface is going to blow Supergirl out of the water.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. It's going to make way more than Supergirl. I can't imagine it doesn't make a ton of money. That's a concept everybody's been clamoring. I've been asking for this for fucking as long as I've known you, Jeff.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. Well, I keep telling you to watch
I have
Strange New Worlds. What did I tell you?
I have, and it was bananas. Guys, if you're a Star Trek fan and you're not up to date on Star Trek Strange New Worlds, don't matter. Go watch not last week's, but the previous week's Strange New Worlds.
Second episode.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Holy, we got a proper ghost story.
Yeah.
Actual ghost story.
And a straight up horror. Like there's some
straight up horror ghost
there's
story.
Some body horror in this fucking episode.
Like
of
13
Star Trek.
Ghosts. This gave me 13 Ghosts vibes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It was bananas. Go check out this episode. It was amazing. And I think that's the kind of stuff we're gonna get from this movie. You're gonna get something that nobody's expecting, and it's not gonna be a superhero movie.
So clearly, I want to suggest that maybe some of the marketing for Supergirl must have failed too. Nate is saying, I'll go to Clayface because it's new. I already plan on passing on Supergirl. Right? And I don't want to get like super political, but I know Nate is a DC fan and she identifies as a woman. And she had no desire to go see that film. Why? Which is the marketing? Was it the concept? Was it too close to Superman coming right out and it seemed derivative? Like, how does that work?
I don't know.
That's interesting. That is interesting to me. That you've got.
I know you didn't ask me the question, but what turned me off initially, and you touched on it before, and I picked up on it from the trailer, was how poorly it was shot. Where she's introduced as like this drunk type of thing, and then you find out why.
Yeah.
She was introduced as drunk and annoyed the shit out of me, and already I just didn't like her.
Yeah.
From the trailer.
Yeah. Seemed for younger people. So maybe that was the demo because it did have a kid that was with her there and the dog. And okay, I can see that. And by the way, Nate, please don't think I'm not shaming you because you didn't go see it because you're in like a demo that should be excited to see it. I want to know where the studio failed you in the marketing materials. And Rob, dude, 100%. Make her likable. It's not hard.
Yeah, make her likable.
Just make her likable. But no, you didn't do that.
No.
Yeah.
But it is good. Like, asking the different perspectives, especially from Nada, like why didn't this land with you?
Like, yeah. I know she's a big DC fan, and it's a female-led superhero movie.
Yeah. No, I think she has a good point, though. I think this was clearly aimed at a younger audience. This was clearly aimed at bringing a new audience to the world of DC. I this is something that I have an issue with when you're, working with franchises that have built-in audiences. You're not going to sell Star Wars to non-Star Wars fans, right?
Well, no, you have to.
Yeah. But you're not.
But
That's why it's declining.
About this. You got to get the normies out. And so here's a younger female demographic, guys. Yeah, I didn't really like her Superman either, unfortunately. Well, I think we cracked it, kids.
They just didn't make her likable to anybody.
Didn't make her likable. Well, there we have it.
And I wonder if that hurt them. Introducing her at the end of Superman. If they should have just kept it under wraps and not shown her at all. And do we really need 2 movies around crypto?
Well, that's what I was trying to say. It's too derivative. It's 100%.
Right? Do we need 2 movies trying to save crypto?
When one of them is the first movie and the next one's the 17th movie, we're fine. When it's 1 and 2, you're like, what the fuck is...
Yeah.
And by the way, guys, like I said, spoiler alert, it's like halfway through the film before you find out why she's so broken at the beginning, the first half of the film. That's the shit part. Like, why is she like this? And that's why. Whereas Superman, like Nate is saying, the new Superman had a vibe that everyone was talking about. Supergirl didn't have that hopeful vibe. And again, I'm sure part of that was them trying to look like to not be too derivative, because she's wearing the same suit, has the same power base, and comes from the same place, and it's the same tragedy. It's all the same shit. Like, well, how do we make this different? I know. We'll make her a piece of shit. And you're like, oh, and that didn't work, guys. We're all out of ideas. I don't know what we're gonna do now.
Yeah. Who wrote and directed Supergirl?
Craig Gillespie directed it. I'm not terribly sure who wrote it.
It almost feels like it was trying to be too much of a James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy. It felt like they were trying to do what James Gunn did.
And maybe in some of the marketing materials, but then when you watch it, like I said, because she's such a fucking bummer, and because the story, by the way, is the dog is dying and she's got to find a way to save the dog. It's like it's a bummer. The whole fucking thing's a bummer. The little girl, her family gets killed and she's on a revenge shit. There's no shot. I wish it was like Guardians, because it seemed like that's what the marketing materials were trying to do. But if you go see it, you're like, this is not Guardians at all.
Right.
It doesn't have that fun vibe. Right? It never had that fun vibe. I shouldn't say that. There, like I said, for me, it's a solid 6 out of 10 because of the way the Krypton scenes. I wish the film had been like Man of Steel and started on Krypton for the Krypton scenes. The Krypton scenes are actually really, really well done. You get to see her, you get to see how Argo City becomes Argo City. You get to see the destruction and how the destruction affected the survivor. Like, it's that whole piece is brilliantly, brilliantly done. It just comes way too late in the film. It should have led the film, and it didn't.
Yeah, I wonder why they wouldn't do that. I wonder why they would put that as a flashback towards the end instead of.
It's probably about the midway through, if I'm remembering it correctly. It's just, again, an editing decision. They've said that a million times before, man. A film will get made or broken in the editing room, and Supergirl is very much that, 100%. Nobody wants to hang out with an Eeyore. It's a real bummer. Yeah. It's a Debbie Downer type. Like, even early in the film, when she finally decides to get off her ass and like help somebody, she does so fucking reluctantly. Like, I just want to wallow in my misery and be an alcoholic. Oh fuck! Now I got to go do this shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how she comes across. And you're like, and then the Krypton scenes kind of redeem some of that, but I mean, it's just too late. It's just too late in the film by then. You're already like past the point. You're already like, I hate this bitch. Like, it's not.
Yeah, I hope she dies at the end.
Yeah, did they kill her in the end? Oh shit, she's in Man of Tomorrow. Fuck that. So, by the way, she is still in Man of Tomorrow. You're not done seeing Supergirl. You're seeing more Supergirl, which is lending credence to the fact that they're just deciding this is a bump in the road. Yeah, it's not like we're going to pretend this never happened.
It'll be better.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we get Supergirl too, but you're not done seeing this character. They're not going to pretend that this never happened and that you'll never see her again. Do you guys think that Superman broke even, made a profit? It cost $225 million and had a $100 to $200 million ad budget reportedly. Again, the only problem with all of this, Sahil, and I'm not calling you out as far as this type of goes, every single number you're quoting is a supposed number. None of that, because it wasn't filmed in a foreign country, none of that had to be submitted for tax purposes. So all of those numbers are, I don't want to say made up, but they're estimates. The studio came right out and said that it made money, and so did James Gunn. I don't think, because they're a publicly traded company, I don't think they get to lie about that. I think it's illegal for them to actually lie about that.
It's potentially illegal to lie about it, but I don't think that the movie revenue is the only money they made from Superman. I think there's a lot of merchandising around that. There's a lot more than just the movie, right?
Yeah, they talked about that recently. Yeah,
right. Where I can't imagine there was a whole lot of merchandising around Supergirl.
I don't know. They still talked about Supergirl, them having alternative revenue streams that are going to help make up some of that loss for sure.
I'm sure. I'm sure, but I can't imagine it makes up everything.
No. It's not going to make up what it lost overall, but it'll help mitigate some of that, right?
But I think that when you're talking about these big budget studio movies, as long as they make money, I think they're happy, right? When you start losing money, you're for sure not getting a sequel, then you may not have a job anymore. Period.
Well, now with the hardly any physical media left. Like before, you could. Matt Damon talked about it on a program. Maybe it was even when he was on Hot Ones. Like you would put your movie out, and your movie would cost, I don't know, $100 million to make, and it would only make like $70 million at the box office, but then it would hit home video.
And then you would make another 50, 60, 70 million dollars on home video.
And it would completely make up for that. So Hill, you bring up a good point for sure. I'm not suggesting, like I said, I just think because Warner's publicly traded, I think they have to be a little more cagey about when they can say something made money or didn't. And they're pretty clear that they thought the film made money. And maybe that's right. Maybe JS has got it. Maybe it was from a lot of like ancillary revenue streams and ad deals and promotional deals and whatever. Maybe that's when they say they made money on it. Maybe that's what they're talking about. Maybe the film largely broke even at the box office, and then they made some money on some of the clawback stuff or some of the whatever. But
it doesn't look, at the end of the day, I don't think this is very good for the future of the DCU. I think that if it
confirms it. The Supergirl build on the message Superman got from his parents. If you watch Superman, are Kryptonians still just jerks? Yep. In the moment.
Oh, interesting.
Sorry, let me rephrase that. It does not build on the message that Superman got from his parents. It confirms that message. No, Kryptonians are not jerks. Cal's parents are jerks. But they they show you Kara Zor-El. They show you Supergirl's parents on Argo City. I think it's Ike Barinholtz that actually plays her father. Zor-El? No.
Yeah.
Is it Zor-El? Because she's Kara Zor-El. Is that how that works?
Yeah.
And he says that. He's like, yes, my cousin, my brother, I don't remember is it brother Jor-El? Whatever it is. He mentions, he's like, yeah, we're not like Jor-El thinking that we want you to go off and dominate and rule and everything else. We just want you to live a safe and wholesome life, that type of thing. So yeah, no.
I think Zor-El is Superman's mother's. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I know they're related. They're both from the House of L. I just don't remember what. Well, her and Clark are cousins, so I think that makes. Who fucking cares? I'm not going to get a goddamn Kryptonian family tree. To answer your question, because a lot of people are saying, well, the message was faked in Superman, and his parents didn't really say that. Supergirl puts that to bed. His parents did say, go to Earth, have a harem, and dominate. But no,
they are brothers.
Are like that. There you go. So Jor-El is just a dick. Basically, Superman's dad, a dick. Supergirl's dad, super cool guy, scientist, very cool guy.
Interesting, which is funny because that's never how they've never depicted Zor-El like that before.
Apparently, there's some
it kind of breaks the lore for me a little bit.
Yeah, apparently there is some precedent in the comics about that, but like in a one-off type thing, I don't know. Man, it was a weird fucking choice. And again,
I hated that in Superman. I guess that's somewhat good to hear. Yeah, I hated that too.
Yeah, well, it's confirmed. Not all Kryptonians, but Jor-El, super dickhead. Yeah, not a cool dude. We don't like him. And it's Bradley Cooper, by the way, with his new face, which is even weird.
Bradley Cooper plays Jor-El in Supergirl.
No, Bradley Cooper plays Jor-El in Superman.
Does he really? I don't remember that bit.
The whole recorded message, man. That's got you all in a tizzy about him being. I
don't even remember what he looked like. I have to go back and look at
like
it.
Bradley Cooper. Now it's Bradley Cooper post all the weird shit he's done to his face, but it's still Bradley Cooper.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, I think it's still not looking too good for the DCU.
I agree.
They've got a lot of work on their plate, and I'm worried that with this merger or acquisition or whatever you want to call it, which, like Andre was saying earlier, may not happen at all.
Yeah, it's in hell right now. So,
but with it being in hell right now, I think that complicates a lot.
I agree.
That complicates a lot, and I think that the further along this goes, the more they're just going to be cutting their losses. You're going to see a lot of things being canceled, I think. But we'll have to see how that goes. What do you guys think? Do you think a lot of these projects are going to get canceled? Are we going to get more? What do you think is going to happen after? Is it Man of Tomorrow? That's the last one that
essentially I think now
currently in production, right?
Lanterns, then Clayface, then Man of Tomorrow,
and then nothing else.
That's all we know that's happening.
Right.
At this point.
So, what do you guys think? Is there going to be anything else after that? It'll be interesting.
I don't know. I'm still hung up and kind of pissed off that there's no Batman in the works, right?
So weird.
Yeah, that's
so weird.
Other than the Batman Part 2, but obviously it's not part of this.
It's not even part of the DCU, right? I mean, even if at least cast the fucking guy, and I don't know, maybe a cameo somewhere or in something, or like do something. Show us that you're actually serious about this universe that you're building. Because you're not going to tell me that you've done all of this and now you've introduced Supergirl, but Batman still doesn't exist. Like, what? Is he not like? Is he a kid still? Right? Like, he just doesn't exist in this world yet.
Just looked up Bradley Cooper's new face. It's not good. It's kind of it's certainly a face. It sure is. Yeah, it's a little uncanny valley is what I'm going to call it. Actually, it's about the nicest way I can put. Yeah,
are we talking about this?
So it's a little less. So that's him as Jor-El. So it's a little less bad there than I was remembering it. Worse than that, but some of the stills of his new face is rough for sure.
Dude, I'm looking at side-by-side pictures of him before and after.
Yeah.
And his face has morphed.
Yeah. It's the same. Like, have you seen Jim Carrey lately too? He got a whole bunch of work done too.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, it's somebody else impersonating Jim Carrey. And then you found out it was actually Jim Carrey. We're like, oh.
No. That thing was somebody else impersonating Jim Carrey.
No.
That was true. Yeah. Okay. He came out and said, that's not me. But yes, he does look quite old.
He super didn't. But anyways, that's fine. Go look at it. Put up the picture of the side by side with Bradley Cooper. Do me a favor and do that.
Is it this one?
Oh my God! Yeah. What are we doing? What are we doing? How do you take one of the most handsome bankable faces and then you do that eyelid lift? That's what?
Yeah, that's
what
wild.
What are you fucking doing, sir?
Wild.
Sir. I'm taking every dick that dude has on the left, and that dude on the right should be on a list somewhere. Like, that's crazy.
I've got an even worse one here. Like, it's nuts, man. Yeah. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
This is not supposed to be about Bradley Cooper.
Don't mess with your face, man. Just let it. Let it do its thing. Just let it be. It's a Jesus. It's just nightmare fuel at that point. Like, what are we doing?
I feel like on the right, like somebody slid the saturation and fucking
Andre
sharpness.
Play as fuck up. You're right, man. They do, but whenever I see this, all I can think of is in the very first Batman film when Jack Nicholson is in the chair and the doctor is removing the bandages and they put the mirror up and Jack sees it and then he just starts to laugh and he smashes the mirror as he gets out and then you see him and he's got this big rictus grin with these fucking big cheeks and then you see that and I'm like, that's what that is. Because holy Mean Girls, I didn't make Bradley Cooper do that. I didn't send him to do that. He did that. I don't get to comment on it. Now he looks like a fucking gremlin. I don't get to say anything. We all just have to pretend he looks the same. That he didn't spend thousands of dollars fucking up his face. Come on, man.
Either way, I didn't remember he was Jor-El.
I will say this. He's hardly alone. He's not the only person in Hollywood that's done this. There's a thing called Mar-a-Lago face. If you want to go take a look at that, man, it's all over the place. So it's not. He's hardly alone. If it seems like, sorry, Jen, if it seems like we're picking on your boy Brad there, we're not. It's just we were talking about Superman. And he was in it, so that's the only reason. That's how we got. Cooper looks like.
I forgot about the Mar-a-Lago face.
Yeah.
It's like sending your Skyrim character design to random.
Yeah.
It's like Timu Bradley Cooper.
We know, Brad. We know how you got those scars. Yeah, he's also aged. Yeah. No, I get yeah. He went out in public too soon. Sure. But don't. Especially as a guy.
I don't get it.
It's a terrible double standard, but guys don't get the same kind of grief for aging as girls do, especially in Hollywood, right? So why get the work done at all, my man? Settle into an older roles like a Kurt Russell does, or you know what I mean? That's what these guys do.
Well, that's it.
Right? You can be Sean Connery. You can start out as James Bond, and then you can turn into fucking Gandalf or whatever. It's not. Sorry, you know what? These are their decisions, and it's their faces. But they're Jen is so disappointed in us. She is. They're public people. They're in the public eye. I don't get to call this shit out.
Why don't we do a whole new show just on this topic, and we'll go through
we're gonna get fucking roasted. I mean, I'll do it. I'll swallow the sword on that. Come at me, nerds. I don't care. Maybe we should wrap this shit up.
I think you hit the nail on the head that, they want to keep doing younger characters. They want to stay relevant. They want to be able to keep doing these movies and have more options for more roles. And that's why they do this shit, right?
What more options do you have when you look like a ventriloquist dummy? Like that's
I don't know.
Fucking
yeah, that's
fine.
you know.
I'm getting all hot and bothered. I gotta take my sweater off here.
Yeah, fuck around and find out. Scale, he's finding out now. Oh yeah.
Anyways,
did you just casually show us?
Don't revisit the body positivity episode.
Yeah,
it's my twins. Oh yeah, I got that too.
Gun
Not
show?
your guns.
It's my twin son shirt.
I didn't even know you had that.
Yeah, man.
Was that sold at May the 5th, 4th? Oh my god!
The second, the
third year, last year.
You see that
episode? I can't see. Get up.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. Oh, so that's 2 years ago.
That's cool. I didn't know he did that.
I think that was an exclusive drop there, actually.
Yeah,
we did. We actually, they bought those. So London Brewing Co-op ordered those T-shirts from us, and then we made them for them.
Right. Yes,
and they sold them. So we didn't sell any of those. They were the only ones selling them. We made them, but yeah,
got it.
Yeah. All right, I think we're gonna cut it off here because we're starting to lose people by the second here. Guys, if you're not clicking that like and subscribe button, please take a second, click the like button. Really appreciate it. Click the subscribe button. Cost you absolutely nothing, and we'll make sure that this gets propagated throughout the YouTube sphere. Any final words, gentlemen, before I cut you off and say no, you don't? Make sure you stay geeky. Actually, I won't see you next week. I'm not here next week, guys. I'm actually at a concert. So these two will see you next week. I don't know what they're going to do, but we'll talk about it. Stay geeky, everybody.
We're going to run.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss an